Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm delighted for the first time to be joined by Jorge Capetillo. Jorge, first and foremost, ¿cómo estás?
Thank you for your time. Thank you, IFL TV, for the opportunity, and I feel blessed to be here with you, my man.
Well, thank you very much for them kind words. Now, the reason I want to speak to you, because you've been in Tyson Furys' camp way back in April, May time when he came over to the US. We've seen you doing the pads with him in Top Rank. Unfortunately, the July fight didn't come through. Now he's got the fight here in October, but you know Tyson Fury now. You've been with him this whole most of this year. How's he looking? How's he been in this camp?
Man, he's in tip-top shape. He's in the best shape of his life. He's hungry. His mindset to perform on Saturday night. And let me tell you this: I like to congratulate Sugar. He was doing a terrific job with Tyson Fury. Tyson, you know, is always a man who likes to develop, who likes to learn. So we're listening to the team and what to do, man. And he's just ready for Saturday night to perform.
I want to go back to yesterday at the press conference and stuff like that. Back home, we know Tyson Fury. He likes to joke. He likes to. You know yourself in the gym. He's always joking. He's always doing funny things and having fun and having a laugh. And sometimes you feel like Tyson Fury needs a dance partner to go back and forth with. Now, Wilder wasn't doing that today. He's changed his mindset. He's changed his mentality. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing for Wilder?
Listen, I mean, I think Wilder is still in denial. And when a person is in denial, man, you don't grow from your mistakes. I mean, we got a man who's blaming everybody, but not himself for his mistakes. I mean, when you recognize your mistakes, when you recognize just Tyson was the better man on that night, I will give respect to him and say, man, this man recognized he's growing, he's getting more mature, he's ready to go. But you see, he's in denial. And the other side, Tyson Fury knows that he's in denial, knows he's trying to blame him and blame the team and whatever. And that's why Tyson it's just reminding him and let him know, listen, man, I'm the big man, I'm the boss, and I'm gonna knock you out.
Well, I'm glad you said that, but I do want to stay on the press conference and stuff. And the cheating allegations, you said he's in denial and stuff like he's always talking about Tyson, whether it's gloves, Mark Breland, the referee, his water was spiked. Do you honestly think that do you honestly think that Wilder believes what he's saying?
Well, I mean, he believe it because he was saying that. He's always looking for somebody to blame. But when you blame somebody with a finger, there's three fingers, you know, pointing you. You know what I mean? You blame somebody, three fingers, he's pointing on you. So he needs to recognize just Tyson is the better. It's nothing wrong to recognize that your opponent, he was the better man on that night. And learn from it, and grow from it, and develop from it. But I see the same Wilder, you know, not recognizing, trying to tell the team that we're cheaters and this and that. We no cheaters. He's simply that Tyson Fury is the best. He's the better man.
You said that Tyson Fury is going to knock him out. Tyson said himself he's going to do it quicker than the 7th round that he did it last time. Do you think so? Do you believe that Tyson can knock him out earlier this time?
Of course. I mean, Tyson is confident, but he's not overconfident. And he's not looking down to Wilder. He understands the power that Wilder has, and that's why he's always working. You know, he understands that he needs to train. He understands that he needs to eat well. You know, with a great nutritionist, George Christian doing a terrific job in his training conditioning. Sugar Hill sitting more Tyson in his punching, and listen, we're just gonna see a better version of Tyson. You know, he understands that he not need to go down in weight like in 250 just to look good. Now he understands he's the bigger dude, so why not jump in a way that he feel comfortable, be the stronger in the heavy man in the ring.
We spoke a little bit. You get a lot of credit for the Otto Wilder fight with Tyson. Danny Alvarez says that. But so you are a boxing coach. You know the game in and out. You've seen different fighters come and go and stuff like that. Now let's talk about Malik Scott. Wilder's brought him in late on in his career for this fight alone. A former sparring partner, they fought each other. We've seen on Instagram the pad work and stuff like that. You can see that Wilder's doing more slips, dips, rolls, and going to the body a lot more. Can Malik Scott add to Wilder's game, or is Wilder so long in the tooth, he's old now, that you can't teach an old dog new tricks and all that old saying? But for you, do you see it as a positive or a negative that Malik's coming in and changing Wilder's game?
I mean, Let me tell you this. Mike Wilder applying new things that he learned with McCART, but after the third, fourth round, he's gonna become the same man leaning on his power punch. You know what I mean? I can see that the only time that I see the pattern was when Malik was throwing out, for not punches in the body, which for me was like a choreography. Come on, man, you don't show that to the media. I've been holding the pads for Tyson and the shield for Tyson, and you're not gonna see me throwing out because he's punching me in the body. You know what I mean? That's like it was out of the place for me. You know what I mean? So he's saying that he didn't teach nothing. It was just that Wilder has a great fundamentals. Come on, man. He don't got no footwork. How can you say he has a good fundamentals when Wilder been showing that he ain't got no footwork, man? He's just a guy who's strong. He's a heavy puncher, and that's what Wilder is. You know what I mean? I hope he can bring the challenge to Tyson because, like Tyson's been saying, I hope he can bring the best. He can bring the best out of me. You know what I mean? He's open for the challenge. And Tyson Furys is ready for whatever Wilder brings.
You had Tyson in May and he was preparing for the Joshua fight. Obviously that it didn't come through, so right now for Tyson to become the undisputed champion, it looks like he's going to have to wait longer now because Usyk versus Joshua rematch and stuff. So I want to go back to 2 weeks, Joshua versus Usyk. Were you surprised, or did you feel like Usyk had a good chance against Joshua?
Well, let me tell you this. When I see the weigh-in and I see Anthony weighing 240 pounds, I say, oh, that's a mistake. That's a big mistake. Why? Because he's gonna jump in the ring lighter. So it was given that if Usyk weighs 220 pounds and Anthony 240 pounds, it was already giving advantage to Usyk because he was dropping weight the closest to Usyk. It should be the opposite, go gain to 58 probably to be big, so Usyk understand who's the bigger guy in the ring, like Tyson understand that. Like he was weighing without a wallet, I think he weighed like 253 or something. I don't remember clearly, because he was in the 50 and he told me like, I didn't feel the same power. That's why he gained weight. He feels strong. So when I see that, I say, man, it's gonna be a difficult night for Anthony Joshua because he's too light, man. He's not gonna take the punches in the same. He's not gonna take the punches in advantage in his natural way, which is big. He's lighter, so the punches will affect him more, and that's what happened.
It's a crazy old game, boxing, especially the heavyweight division, because it takes one punch and the landscape changes all the time with fighters beating this fighter and stuff like that. But for you, for the map for Tyson Fury before he retires, and because boxing's going to miss Tyson when he goes, let's be honest. So for you, as a close friend and who trains Tyson Fury, what would you like to see? What path would you like to see Tyson take? Would you like to see him Dillian White and then Joshua, or straight to Joshua, Usyk? What would you like to see Tyson do?
Well, with all respect, man, we got a fight on Saturday night, and I don't like to talk about the future because we have a difficult fight. It's a hard fight on Saturday night, man. Even though we're not overconfident, but we're confident in the work, and I understand that Tyson is gonna knock him out, this guy again, because he believed it, and the team believe it as well with him. So I would like to stick for this fight on Saturday night, and then we'll see what the future has for Tyson. You know what I mean?
Two heavyweights are on the card that have sparred Tyson, Efe Ajagbo and Jared Anderson. I don't know what you can give us any information on them spars, but how good are these two two fighters?
Terrific. They're young, hungry fighters, Jared and Efe, and they bring the best of Tyson. All I can say is they bring the best of Tyson. That's what Tyson bringing on board to help him out, so he can have two young, hungry fighters, pushing him and sharpen him. And believe me, they did. They really did the job.
I know you were out in Cleveland for Tommy Fury. We've seen you out there and stuff like that. Now, there's a lot going on between him and Jake Paul and stuff like that. And you were out in Cleveland. You've seen the sort of, is it safe to say, a circus or whatever it was out there? Tommy Fury v Jake Paul. Would you like to see that fight? And do you think Tommy will knock Jake Paul out?
Of course, I want to see that fight. I think Jake Paul is bringing new audience to the sport of boxing. I think it's good for the sport of boxing have these guys with a lot of crowd, with a lot of followers and viewers, around the world to see them and doing a boxing match. Obviously, I mean, Tommy's a real fighter, man. I mean, Tommy has from a legacy, for the Fury legacy. I mean, they're all boxers, they're all fighters. It's in his blood, man. You know what I mean? Of course, I want to see that fight, and of course, I believe, and I want to see Tommy giving some love to Jake Paul for sure on the ring.
So, Jorge, I know you're a boxing coach. So, what have you got going on? What's new with you? Have you got some fighters coming through? What's going on with Jorge Capetillo?
Yeah, of course, man. I have Jesse Magdaleno, former world champion. Yeah, former world champion. And he's just about to get a fight day soon. Antonio DeMarco is coming a couple of days too to renew his career. He wants to end his career with a couple more fights. And I'm working with Shakur Stevenson as well. We'll be there on October 23rd in Atlanta, Georgia. And yeah, just keep working, you know what I mean? Keep working, keep praising God for the opportunity and the position that he has me, and just bless, man.
Definitely. One final one then, Jorge. What can the fans expect? You've predicted a knockout, so what can the fans expect on Saturday night? Give me a breakdown of the fight how you see it.
Okay, the way that I see it is just when the bell rings, I mean, Tyson is going to jump on him, just for the muscle memory to remember who's the bigger guy, who's the boss in the ring. And when Tyson starts giving his timing and the distance, it's going to be one side fight, and I see Tyson Fury punish him and knock him out the Wilder.
There we go. Jorge, absolute pleasure to meet you, my man, and until the next time, thank you so much for doing this FIFO TV.
Thank you so much, and like I always said, I want to send all love to all the British people. Thank you so much for all the love and support for your Mexican brother.
Thank you very much, Jorge. Thank you.